It looks like NBA players like being under the spotlight, but for all the wrong reasons. Remember when Scott Pollard looked straight into the camera and said, "Hey kids, do drugs," with a straight face? We're not sure if it had any consequences, but what in the world? In this video, we'll take you through all the dumbest things NBA players have ever said. First off, it looks like North Korea's Kim Jong-un has a fan base in the NBA. Dennis Rodman thinks Kim Jong-un is a great guy who loves power. Cute. We all wish that were true, Dennis. We still can't believe he said that unironically. Moving on, back in 2013, Steven Jackson admitted he had fun punching a fan. Well, we're sure he had enjoyed his suspension just as much. After Steven punched a fan, he was actually barred from playing 30 games. Yet years later, he came on television just to admit how much fun he had punching one of his fans after all the hate received online. So salty, Jackson. Then, back in 2002, Latrell Sprewell missed a shot and punched a wall instead. We think this can't be topped. It's probably the most embarrassing thing ever to happen to an NBA player apart from pooping their pants. But honestly, Sprewell tried to throw a punch at the guest on his yacht, and he missed and later broke his own arm. "If I was trying to hit somebody, I think I would have hit them," Sprewell said. Yeah, nice cover. The tabloids never lie, Sprewell. Wait, there is a new low. It's Shaq with his cringe, self-boasting personality. This is a major throwback to the time Shaq called himself the, wait for it, black basketball-playing Nietzsche. Shaq's statements have been so weird over these years. We're convinced he was high most of the time during interviews. Dude literally said Pluto isn't a planet, but I am. What more proof do y'all want? We get it, Shaq likes to add the humor, but some of it is just plain dumb. Now, let's look at the funniest one, when Hito Turkoglu stood clueless with the interviewer. This was back in 2010, when he was playing against the New York Knicks. When the interviewer asked about how he set up an aggressive tone for the game, Hito literally couldn't process that question. He thought about it for a good 2 or 3 seconds before saying, "Ball." That's all. Man's got nothing else to say. Fair enough. Points for the reporter still trying to make sense of that answer. Not Indiana Pacers big guy Roy Hibbert struggling to keep it in his pants. "LeBron stretched me out, no homo." Yeah, Roy, we're sure a lot of us can say the same, but maybe you should be focusing more on the game for now. In 2004, Sprewell was offered a 3-year, $21 million contract extension. Since it was quite lower than what he was already being paid at the time, Sprewell said he had a family to feed. "If Glenn Taylor wants to see my family fed, he better cough up some money." No, we don't want to see Sprewell's offspring in one of those Sally Struthers commercials. Of course, he got clowned for saying that. Remind us, was $21 million not enough to feed one's family in 2004? Still, the idea can't be more absurd and baseless than Beasley's human brain argument. While being interviewed by Sportsnet New York, Beasley chose the most concerning topics of all time. No, it wasn't about his game or the upcoming season. It wasn't even about the world's most pressing issues. Apparently, Beasley was all caught up in whether human beings actually only use 10% of their brains. Then he proceeded to say, which scientist used 11% of their brain to make that inference? Well, we're confused if Beasley even uses 5% of his, right? The reporter is all of us watching the video going, no, that's not even the point, sir. Next up is the beloved LeBron James after losing a game in one of the press conferences. This dude literally just said, "My life is better than yours. I'm a rich guy." We get it. Haters can be a handful, but Jesus, dude, just had to remind us of how sick we have it. LeBron James is suffering from success. He sat there for a good 2 minutes blabbering about the good life he has, and that even when he loses a match, he'd still wake up having the best life ever. So who's the actual loser, guys? Yes, us. Then comes Delonte West, who is just a player. When asked about the game, he said if they can give him a sock, then he'll play with a sock. And if he bursts into laughter, it's probably the rawest joke we've heard with a straight face like that. Not to forget Delonte West's hilarious KFC freestyle. Man's already got a backup career, and people are digging it. Next up is Meta, who is sick of the same old interview questions. We get him. Go on, be goofy, and give those reporters something to talk about. Meta was our man when he responded by thanking Jesus for not letting us keep our baby teeth till the age of 18 or 20. We get it, Meta was trolling the reporter, but what a time to put forth his crazy ideas. Then there's Slava Medvedenko. It seems to us that the better player you are, the more clownery you do in all your post-match interviews. That's exactly the case with Slava. When asked about his performance, Slava Medvedenko was speechless. He mumbled some words here and there, but honestly, what in the world? We're just as confused as he is. Moving on, a major throwback to 2018 was when Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance decided to start their podcast together. While it's true that someone should have taken the mic miles away from them, where else would we get such good meme material? The lads got all into character and started talking about some weird conspiracy theories about mermaids coming to life and believing that dinosaurs still live under the ocean. Wishful thinking is okay, but this is another level of crazy, right? These guys didn't just stop there. In fact, Clarkson went on to say something no one in their right mind would ever dare to say. He said there used to be bigger people in some eras, and they kept dinosaurs as pets. This guy has got to be another breed of crazy for putting dinosaurs on a leash. That was a first. We're still not sure why Clarkson was even allowed to say all that he said, but someone needs to give this man a lesson in history. Clarkson really thinks there were 100 feet tall people back in the day, walking around with dinosaurs as pets. This man's got no chill. Still, nothing beats Patrick Beverley saying that he's better than LeBron James. It was finally time for him to prove this to the world in 2020 when the Clippers played against the Lakers. Unfortunately for Beverley, the Lakers ended up with a win, which one can easily attribute to LeBron James. When asked about it in a post-game interview, Beverley did not take that defeat right. He said it was no challenge at all playing against LeBron, even though his record scores told a different story. Then comes the father of all the dumbest things ever said. In 2021, Steph Curry did not shy away from telling the world that he thinks we never landed on the moon. We do not think he expected the backlash he received. If you see Steph Curry making that statement, you would understand the sort of confidence he had when he said that NASA's moon landing wasn't real, and he expected the host to agree with him. Someone should remind Steph what year it is. Moon landing has been commercialized, and if you're rich enough, you can easily get a trip to the moon. Needless to say, Steph got rightfully trolled for his statement. Even NASA jumped on this one and offered Steph to visit their facility in Houston so he could witness the evidence of the moon landing. Later, Steph clarified he was merely joking, but we'd personally never miss the opportunity to pay NASA a visit, especially if we're invited. Finishing off with the most concerning take by an NBA player ever. This was when Kyrie Irving admitted to believing that the Earth was flat. And no, he was not joking. Kyrie Irving really thought scientists have been lying to all of us all this time and aren't telling us the real truth, that the Earth is flat. We honestly didn't think Kyrie Irving would be a flat earther. Poor lad did not expect it to blow up the way it did. Science teachers all over America came forward to protest that this conspiracy theory led their students to question the Earth's shape. In fact, some of the kids have already started believing that the Earth is flat. But honestly, we're interested in what explanation Kyrie has to support his claims. Later, when Kyrie was invited to Jimmy Kimmel's show, he could not defend his view. In fact, he mumbled about losing his brain for a good 1 minute. Next time, Kyrie would think twice before making such big claims. Kyrie needs to keep up with the rest of the world. That's a wrap for this video. What do you guys think about these NBA players talking crazy stuff left and right? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.